I actually think the Rustbelt is a kind of has-been term because it was going to happen anyway. And the reason is that it's miserable to actually have factories of that kind. It's one of the reasons if they hadn't closed, the EPA would have banned them. That's why all that kind of stuff has been made in Mexico and China. It isn't just that labor is cheaper. It's actually, in some measure, a miserable lifestyle. Okay, it was. You might have had that job, not badly paid, but it was tough, repetitive, unhealthy work. In a way, it's a blessing that that's gone. Now, the question is, how do you reinvent in a 20th century? One way to think about it is that it's all going to end up Rust Belt. And perhaps Buffalo and places like that get a head start in the 21st century. That's one way to think about it. Well, glad it happened in 1960. You know, in China it's happening in 1980, in southern places, you know, in Britain it's happening in 1990. So Buffalo got it over early, and now we go for reinvention. You know, and I expect, I should think there should be some people from Pittsburgh, you know, in full reinvention that should come in and do it. I also think we shouldn't romanticize that, for example, urban agriculture. And by the way, I wrote a book on it, but I don't think we should romanticize that this is going to solve anything very much. It has to be really, really creative. And I think one of the things that you'll find about new urbanists is that we don't romanticize anything. You know, we're extremely rigorous in the analysis of success and failure. And also, since we come from all over the world, you know, we don't know where the model comes from. You know, for example, Bogota was a disaster, and Bogota is quite livable now, 20 years, and it happened. I was meeting with a developer from Barranquilla today in Colombia. I happen to know, you know, incredibly sort of Oxford English-speaking developer from Colombia, Colombian, and I would say, why would you want to develop anything in Barranquilla? You know, why would you want to live in Barranquilla? And he says, Andres, you wouldn't believe what's happened. Well, let's learn, let's see what Buffalo can learn from Barranquilla. You see, you're not bringing a bunch of Americans here. It's a lot of people from all over the world that actually get attracted to these congresses, and they're almost always experts. You know, it isn't just kids coming in. There's some of those, but it's the experts like our kind of discussion.